This video is brought to you by the Patreons. Thank you, Patrons, for supporting the channel and allowing me to pay Schmeichel to do the things that I don't want to do. Anyway, hello fellow engineers and welcome to Transport Fever 2. Now, in terms of game requests that I get on YouTube, this is probably the most requested game. Probably because I am actually, or at least was, a highway engineer of 10 years. Wow. And this is a game about designing roads. So I'm very much looking forward to this. And looking at this screen, even better, if you zoom in, like up there, we've got the strongest shaped chimney tops. That is not just me. Right, so Transport Fever 2. Unfortunately, I've never played this before, so it's going to be a bit of a learning experience. So obviously, I will be completely ignoring campaign and going straight to free game. So it looks like we get to pick what sort of level we want. We got temperate, dry, tropical. We can then change the hilliness and wateriness and forestness. Or you can type in a seed. So we'll be doing this one, the strongest seed, and we're just going to keep everything in the middle for now, because I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, next we can decide what sort of vehicles you want. Do you want to be European? Do you want to be American? Or do we want to be Asian? Now, whilst I've always wanted to be American and Asian, I would be lying to myself if we didn't go European. Now, we can also choose what year we want to start in. 1850? Okay, we're going to be starting in 1850.
Did they even have trains back then?
Oh, bollocks. An error just occurred. So loading this game up seems to be easier said than done. Oh. We're in! Yay! So after some technical difficulties, we are in. And this is our map. Look at it. It's quite nice, actually. Got a very bluey green river going through the middle and all sorts of other stuff. Right, cool. Oh my god, look how, detailed this is. No wonder it was struggling to load. Right, so welcome to our map. I've just pressed pause after renaming some of these because I didn't realize we were just losing money. This map has 4 different towns, all made up of Patreon names that have been English village assized. English village assized. So we have Ignianton, Anohattuton, Walkerton, and the delightful Robert Beckleyton. As well as that, all of these individual areas have been named, like the Chill Forest, the Nolan Does Stuff Wood, the Happy Hallways Coal Mine, etc. Everything on this map is named after Patreons. Right, next we got to decide what the hell we do in this game. I assume we've got to link up different areas to different resources and try and make some dosh. Right, so I think looking at these, if we head over to this wood, can you see the wood icon? It has a little arrow to the right. I'm going to assume that means this produces wood and we've got to take it somewhere. Likewise, this quarry creates stone. I think then if you get a lighter color grey, can you see this one? I think that means it takes stone and it turns it into brick. Because this is a construction materials plant. And oh my god, look at this bridge. It's time for a bridge review. Very nice stone arch bridge. Quite annoying it's not symmetrical. And honestly, not a clue how that would actually work in real life. Because this is meant to be a stone arch bridge. It's meant to be an arch. So it keeps its strength. That's just a flat line. So not entirely sure how accurate that is. Oh my god, what is that? Is that a dog? Oh, it's a deer. Hello there. What? Well, you are being named after a patron, OC Deer. So we'll see what happens to you. Anyway, I got some industrial stuff to do. So I'm going to be ruining your habitat in a bit. Sorry. Right, if we look at each of the villages, it looks like they require different goods. So they want boxes and flames. These want bricks and spanners. These want bread and brick. And these want spanners and cogs. So I feel like as bricks are quite high demand, there's 2 places that need bricks. Maybe we should start with that. Now, thankfully, these are right next to each other. So we've got the quarry down here. We're going to want to link these. So if we come into... Oh god, I might have to learn how to play this first. Alright, so first up, we're going to come down to this button here, road. And we're in the buildings tab, and we're going to build one of these, a truck station. So the standard one looks like that. You can change these settings. So we're going to have the longest one that we can. Because you don't really want to be upgrading this later. What we're going to do, we're going to rotate this and plonk it sort of in there. 181 grand. Now, to be honest, for that amount of concrete, I'd say that price is probably pretty accurate. Although maybe not for the year that we're in, 1850. That's probably more money than anyone's ever owned at that time. Right, and just like that, we have built it. All right, so next we want trucks over here because these will be collecting the stone. So we'll rotate this around and we'll plonk that in there. All right, so next we can come to this sign. No, it's not shuffle music. It is the line manager tool. So if we click on this, we can then click on stations to add. This is to our new line. Line 1. I'm going to name this stone. So I know what it's carrying easily. I'm also going to color it in a light shade of purple for some reason. All right, so next I'll click on this station and I'll click on that station. And look, we've created our first line. So now you can see here, if we get any trucks, they will travel along this road, through this forest, and up to here. So we can then configure each of these stations. So if we click on this Anno Hattuton and we click on this little cog, we can then decide what we want to happen here. So we want to load up with stone. And then over at this one, the halt, we want to come to stone and want to say unload. And then we'll probably want to load bricks and take them somewhere else. But I think for now, we'll just start making bricks. Right, so that's our first line setup. We're then going to want to get to one of these places with the bricks so we can actually get paid. Now you can see at the moment, all of these towns, they're not actually connected. So Walkerton and Robert Beckleyton, they are connected to each other, but they're not connected to the rest of the map. Likewise, Anno Hattuton and Igniaton, that's quite hard to say, they're also not connected to each other. So we're going to have to build a new road to link them together. Thankfully, we've got 4.5 million quid, so we should be able to afford something. We've just got to decide how. Now, I'm sort of thinking if I can afford it, it might be worth coming off this road here and going straight along this valley and connecting into this road, because then there's a nice straight through into Walkerton. Alternatively, we could come around here, but then we're stuck on this side of the river. We'll have to build a bridge, which I know is very exciting, but I feel it will also be expensive. So let's try and build a new road so that our bricks can come along here, over that bridge, down this way. So basically, you want to go from here through here. Now, if we were to just go straight, there's a forest or two in the way. We definitely want to avoid that. We don't want to destroy trees. You can also see as well, this forest is also sort of on like a hump, like a big hill. Going up or under / through hills, very, very expensive. And the fact it's covered in trees means we're just going to try and avoid it completely. And I feel like as we're going to be linking the two areas together, it might be worth trying to do a medium country road rather than the small one, because as you can see, the speed limit increases by 20 kilometers an hour. So we'll do that. I think we want to do a large curved road around there, probably avoiding that tree if we can. So we'll go to there, 57 grand, not too bad. If we come up to the top left, this is like the visual layers. I'm pretty sure we can turn on contour lines. There we go. So contours make it very easy to see like how the land is falling. So if you want to go flat rather than up a hill or down a hill, you want to be parallel with the contours. If you were to go perpendicular to them, you'd be going up or down a hill. If you go parallel with a contour line, you'll be going completely flat. So I'm sort of thinking if we head around here and sort of almost just stay along here, so nice easy route, and then we can connect in down there. So we'll turn the contour lines off for now, and I think we'll just sort of keep doing what we were doing. Now, as you can see, as if we were to go into the bank a bit more, can you see on the left, we're getting like a big earthwork slope? So essentially, to be able to cut into a bank, rather than like building like a vertical wall, which would be really expensive, you can just cut away the slope. In real life, depending on the like stability of the slope, that's how steep you can do it. I assume there's not that much detail in this game, so it's probably just doing like a 1 in 2 slope or something. So you can see certain locations, that slope gets pretty big, and therefore the road costs more, 44 grand. Whereas if we were to go down this way, where there's hardly any earthwork slope, it's only 20 grand, half the price. Now that is realistic. Generally, when you're trying to pick where to put a road, you want to avoid huge earthwork slopes just cutting into the land, especially if there is just an easy route like down here, 14 grand. So we'll do that. I think the key on this as well is sort of doing small lengths. I think if you do like a long length, if we try and look from the side, yeah, if you do a long length, it tries to do like a straight grade, meaning all these like dips, like you can see like there's a big dip there, a valley, it fills that in with soil, which is very expensive. Whereas if we just do short lengths like that, I did it in 2 short lengths, and it sort of sticks to the contours of the ground a bit more. All right, so we'll head over here and we'll start to make a left turn. Oh, I am absolutely loving that it like cuts through the land. So you can really see the earthwork now, what I meant. If you're ever driving down a road and you see like, it looks like this, it's got like a bit of a hill on either side. It's worth sort of trying to imagine what the ground looked like before. There would have been a hill all the way across. And where someone built this road, they actually dug out what you can see now. Yeah, that might be a really geeky thing for me to do, but I do that quite a lot when I'm like traveling in a car. I'm like, whoa, this must have looked so different before people came along and ruined everything. Right, so here we've got a massive dip. If we were to do that, look how much that would cost and how much soil we'd have to bring in. So we could just go downhill instead, go along there. And I think that cost 20 grand rather than the 180 or so it was going to cost us. So definitely worth doing short lengths. Right, this is quite nice, right? Look at the view. Look at the river next to it. Right, so we'll head along here. I'm going to go to the bottom of that slope and then drive up it. Left of the rock back down. There. This is getting a little bit steep here. Can you see there's quite a big hill? I wonder if we can sort of go to the top. Because you can see if we go straight through, we're making a huge cutting on the left. So if we sort of head over there a bit, and then around that way, we're following the contours a bit more. We do have a big hill there. Oh, and I wasn't paying attention. I was meant to tie in with that road. Let's turn the contours off. Oops. Okay, we might have to... What are you doing? What are you doing, you little rascal? Why are you trying to lick your butt? That's disgusting. Right, so if we delete some of these roads, we get refunded only about half the value that it cost us to put it in. I think we'll head back to about there. And we'll try and connect up. So if we head around that corner and then we connect in, that's going to be 100 grand. But stupidly, you can see we don't really have a choice. Because they built that road so cut into the ground, we don't really have a choice. We've got to connect to it. I mean, or we could go around for a similar sort of price. In fact, I think I might do that. Sod it. 37 grand to there. 12 to there. 16 to there. And then we should just be able to connect in. In fact, I might be able to delete this and then connect in like that for 15 grand. And then we can just do this as a little arm like that. And now we've saved a lot of money by trying to follow the natural topography of the land. You can see there's hardly any cuttings. It's pretty natural looking. Hopefully it won't be too bumpy to drive along, but it now means we can take our bricks up to Robert Beckleton. So in order to unload bricks, we're going to have to come into the road again. We'll go to the buildings, and rather than a truck station, we're just going to put a truck unload stop. And you can see like the town sort of split up into like residential areas, different commercial areas. So this is like the residential zone. There's no point bricks getting to there. This is the area that needs bread, and at the back is the area that needs bricks. So our lorries will be coming along here. They'll go straight over the crossroads. And so I think we'll just plonk this like there. Oh, and there's me saying lorries. It looks like it's actually horse and cart. I think I forgot what year we're in. But now if we go back into our line manager, we can add that in. We can say, come and unload the bricks. So back at this one, the halt, we can amend this to say we then want to load bricks. So basically stone is loaded on at Anohatterton South. They're carried along here where they're unloaded. And then bricks are loaded on, and then trucks will continue their journey over the bridge and then along our new road all the way to Robert Beckleton. Right, the trouble with that journey is it's a long way, and then once our trucks unload up here, they're then pretty much empty. It would be nice if they had something to do on their way back. Perhaps they could pick up some iron ore and take it back this way. Is there anything? There is a steel mill there. I think we're going to put a station down there. So if we plonk that there, and then we'll put another one, we'll put that there, right next to the Wraithful Nick iron ore mine. So now if we come back to our line manager, we can then add in that station, and then this station, telling them to load iron ore, and then unload it. Alright, then after that, the trucks will head straight back to the stone mine to do that all again. Right, so next we actually need to buy our lorries, our trucks, if you like. So if we head into here and we go to road depot, we need to pick somewhere to build our road depot. I think we'll just start over here. Although, oh, look at the earthworks. Look at the earthworks. There's such a hill. Right, but if I plonk it down here, it's only 16 grand. So we'll put you there. And then if we come into the road depot, we can buy some vehicles. Now, as we're in the 1800s, we've only got the choice between a stagecoach or a European horse-drawn carriage. And as we're only moving cargo, not people, we're going to be going with the horse-drawn carriage. So we'll buy 10 of you. I think that sounds good. Ka-ching. Look at all those horses. Alright, so next I've selected all, and we're going to say set line. You're going to be doing the stone brick rob, which sounds like they're going to be stealing stuff, but don't worry, they're not. We're then going to hit play, because I want to see this happen. So, look. Our horses are leaving. How are there so many horses? Oh god, they're literally all on top of each other. But look at this, all of our horse-drawn carriages are on their way. Let's turn up the game speed a little bit, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if I need to tell this to take stone over there, or if it's in range, it will be okay. You can see the quarry is working away. So the question is, will you load up with stone? Road vehicle 10, are you filled with stone? I am not sure. To be fair, they are waiting, so maybe they are filling up with stone. Also, we only have horse-drawn carriages, but look at this beast that's actually doing the mining. Like, that's a hell of a vehicle. Right, so over at the Buzzfly Construction Materials plant, the first horse is finally arriving. If we click on this, we can see it's not producing any bricks at the moment. Now that horse has arrived, is it making bricks now?
I might have cocked this.
Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. I told it to load coal, not stone. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, dear. Oh, look, you can actually see there's stone piling up. Oh, I'm such an architect. Right, so now we've got our first look at stuff actually happening. So they have picked up a load of that, and they are going to be taking it on a journey to the brick place. We even got an achievement for that. Annoyingly, we got all these guys absolutely rinsing money. They're not going to be doing anything over here. Right, so our first load is finally arriving to the brick factory. And we'll unload it. Nice, we got some money. We made 6 grand. That will make a dent in our earnings. Oh, God. But it does mean this should start producing bricks now. Yes, it's producing bricks. Right, it's having a bit of a play about. I've noticed we can now say, for the stone, don't leave until you have a full load. Likewise, for the brick, don't leave until you have a full load, because it's a long-ass way. It's a bloody long way. Cool, right. It's been 3 years. How far have the vehicles got? They finally made it to Robert Beckleton completely empty-handed. So they've unloaded their cargo of fresh air, and they're heading back along the road. So they'll be heading to this place, the iron mine. And man, this is like so much detail. Like you don't really appreciate until you zoom out. But look, the horse comes in, picks up a load of iron. They can only carry 4 iron ore, which isn't a lot, if I'm honest. Especially when you think about how many must be in each of those containers. But as you can see, our horse rider pilot, what do you call them? He's dressed very smartly. Right, so the iron will be coming back, and that will head to the steel plant. So meanwhile, we should probably get the other ingredient we need to make steel, which is coal. So over here, we have a coal plant. Whoa, look at this coal plant. The official Duck coal mine is insane. Look at all the carts. There's so many. Look at this corner. Oh man, this might be my favorite place in the game. Look how many lines there are. Oh, I love it. But we need to create a new line. So we're going to say, add a new line. We're going to say, go from Anohata North to Anohata Steel. We got this set up to load coal at the coal plant and unload it at the steel plant. So we need to add some vehicles to that line. First, we need to buy a few more vehicles. So we'll come over to the road depot. We'll say, buy a new vehicle. One of those. We're going to assign you to the coal steel rob. And that means this place will now be able to produce some steel. So we should probably look, where wants steel? We want to sell our steel. It's Ignianton. So if we build a truck unload stop somewhere in here, probably up there. Oh no, it isn't. That's a spanner, not a lump of steel. So we need to make spanners and cogs first. Oh dear. So to make a spanner, we need that box. And to make a cog, we need steel and that box. So how do we make the box? Aha, it's just wood. It is just wood to make a box. The Titoff sawmill could do that for us. But anyway, after 6 long years, the first horse-drawn carriage is finally back to where it started. Where hopefully this time it will pick up some of this stone which has been piling up. Right, there it is. Are you going to pick up stone? Yes, it's got stone on board. Right, and it's now coming over here where it should drop off the stone for the brick factory over there. And it picked up the brick. We made 6 grand as well. Right, so after 6 years of thumb twiddling, we're finally back in business. And after having a look around, I've sort of had a change of heart. I don't think I want to be coming over here at all. So in my line manager, I'm actually going to destroy this coal steel rob line. And on the stone brick rob, we're going to get rid of the steel and iron parts of the journey. So I was trying to save valuable journey time, but instead we're just going to be delivering stones and bricks. Keep it simple. Right, and that line is no more. I'll leave the terminals in because I don't think we get any money back for digging them up. But I've noticed over this way, past Ignianton, we have the perfect steel mill setup. So we've got the Warrow coal mine there, the Santa's Enforcers iron mine there. They can make steel in the middle. At the Phylos the Sage steel mine. I can't talk today. At the Phylos the Sage steel mine, and that can take steel up to here, where the Darsky Machines factory will turn it into a cog as long as we provide a box. Now to get a box, we worked out before, we just need this place, the sawmill. So that is very close. And then there's also wood there at the Forest of Ryan ML. Alternatively, we do have a sawmill and forest there. The Nolan does stuff wood. And I feel like that's probably the most sensible way of doing this, because then we can take wood from there to turn to a box, which we can take along here through the town up to there. And then coming back this way, we can take the cogs into the town. Therefore, we're making money on our trip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit pause. I feel like I'm wasting so much money. Minus 160 grand. Oh dear. Right, and we're going to invest. So first things first, we got our truck stations. So I think we want one there. We'll put it on the outside of the corner so they got good visibility. We'll put this one on this side because this is where materials will be coming in and out. Whereas if I put it on this side, there'd only be materials in. So on this side, we'll save a bit more journey time. So let's rotate that around. So that one goes there. We then need the iron one. So we'll plonk that there. And when you're locating these, if you decide to play this yourself, you've got to make sure that this goes white. If I were to put this there, can you see it doesn't go white? That means it won't actually work. Whereas if I put it there, it will go white. I should probably actually do that rather than doing it right next to it. I should probably do as far away as possible so that the trucks have less distance to cover. Anyway, so that's there. I'm going to put this one on that side. Oh man, it costs so much over here. It's really hilly. Can we like rotate it? Yeah, that's better. 193 grand. Money well spent. Right, so next we'll need one for the sawmill and one for the wood in the middle. I think we actually need to do a road first. So we're going to do what we do best. We're going to build a new road. So I'm just going to stick with the 2-lane small country road. I'm going to come off there as a junction. I'm going to do lots of small lengths once again to try and do a cheap little line. This will probably be time-lapse for you while I'm talking, because Schmeichel's good like that. He doesn't want you to sit through all the dross that he has to watch.
Right, but the basic idea again was just to follow the contours, trying to avoid any trees and stuff.
And then the final bit of road will just connect in with the junction there. Right, so we need a truck stop in range. I think we can go to there. That should be fine. This one, it seems I need to actually be touching the wood. I can't go just like that. So we're going to have to go about there. And then finally, we need a place to sell them, the truck unload stock, because we need to be by the cogs, not by the spanners. So we'll put that there, and then they can turn around fine. Right, so everything is in. We've just got to set up our line now. So we'll come to the line manager, we'll say new line, and we'll do the steel first. So I think we want to go from there up to there, and we'll say go down to there, and then go back to 2. Right, so at the coal mine, we'll load coal. Then we'll go to the steel plant, we'll unload coal. Then we'll go to the iron mine and we'll load iron. And then we'll go back to the steel thing and unload the iron again. So we'll call this Coal Iron Igni. Alright, so next up we want to get the wood over. So we'll create another line. And this one will be called Wood Mill Cog. So we're going to start at the wood. We're going to head to the mill. Then we can drop off the boxes here. And then we'll come back and we'll drop off the cogs there. And then finally, we just need a line that we will call steel cog. And that just goes from here to there, and it just repeats. Right, so at the steel mill, we want to say load steel. And at the cog place, we want to say unload steel. And then back to this yellow route. So at the wood, we load wood. We go over to the mill down here and we unload wood and then we load the boxes and we drive up here through the town up to Cog. Of course, we unload the boxes and we load the cogs and we drive from the Cog to the town Igni where we unload the cogs and we should make profit. So the final thing we need to do is buy some trucks. And to be honest, as we're starting at either end, we should probably do separate depots. So we'll do one depot there for that line and we'll do one depot sort of in the middle here. Right, so at this depot, we'll buy 5 horses and all of those we will assign to line the red one. We'll then buy maybe just 2. We'll assign these to the green line because these will be doing a much shorter journey. And then we'll come over to this one and we will buy vehicles and we're going to buy 10 of those and we're going to assign them all to the yellow line. And we've only got 600 grand left. We might have cocked this already, but let's see what happens. We will fast forward. And right, the logs are stacking up instantly. These horses, they're all coming in. They should load up with logs. Yes, they are. And then bit of traffic, but then they'll head off in this direction. Hey, look, there's a bear. Oh, and if you hover over it, it's called Easter egg. I found an Easter egg in my first ever time playing. Man, I hope the bear doesn't attack the horses. Run, horses. That's it. Run. Use your little legs. Right, so as these horse and cart pull into here, we should start making some cash back because we're down to 500 grand. That's quite worrying. There you go. We've unloaded the logs. We're going to get a traffic jam now because I've told this to wait for a full load. But the sawmill is now producing boxes, which is good. Right, so they are dropping logs off, giving us money, and then picking up the boxes that are being made. And then they are on their way. Nice. Right, so then they'll travel back along here, past the logging place. They'll go through the town. It's a long journey. It could be a few years. And they'll drop the boxes off here before collecting whatever we've made over this end. So let's see how we're getting on over here. So there's a load of coal, but it hasn't been taken yet. All these horses are queuing up. Let me just check what I've done. There you go. They were waiting for a full load when that's not going to happen because we got to bring the coal in first. All right, so those horses have now dropped off their coal. They're now heading to the iron place, which is all filled up. This horse has already got theirs, and they are on their way back. And look at this. We're actually making profit. 122 grand. Yes, we finally achieved. I thought we'd never get to this stage. Right, so that is good. And we are making money now, guys. So thank you, patrons, for funding this video. I hope you did enjoy seeing your names written about. I would really like to carry on this as a series. So if you boost the like button if you enjoyed, we'll try and do another episode or two. Because I don't really think we can stop playing this game until we've built a bridge or got out of the 1800s. So, peace, love, and realistic looking unrealistic bridges. Bye.